the Buffalo Bills. I got one more for you, B-Mac, and it deals with your Pittsburgh Steelers sending a second-round pick to the Seattle Seahawks for DK Metcalf, who is expected to sign a new contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think we understand how you feel about this news.
I'm trying to keep my composure because for our viewers that are watching us, I literally heard this when Russ read this to me. So you got my natural reaction for a second-round pick. Let's go, Omar. Shout out to Omar right now. I got to send him a text right now. Mike T as well. Great job, because I can tell you this much when I talk to a lot of Pittsburgh Steelers fans that know me personally, and we had these phone conversations. The same question was asked to me. What are we doing? What are we doing? What's going on? We've been quiet. We haven't made any moves. I'm like, yo, I don't know. Just be patient. Patience is a virtue, right? Be patient. And then came the information that my guy, Russ, just gave me. Go ahead and get that second-round pick, Seattle. You can have it. Come on, DK Metcalf. I don't know who's going to wear number 14, but that's between DK and George Pickens. I can care less. I don't care anything about that. We got a go-getter to add to what we already have in terms of George Pickens, because this was an offense in the Pittsburgh Steelers, Russ. They lack playmakers. They lack playmakers. They didn't have that guy outside of GP that you really had to devote extra attention to and kind of monitor, right? Now you got to scout DK. You got to give him extra attention. And if you do that, oh, GP, are you with me? George Pickens can go ahead and do outstanding numbers. So that is the first major piece of this puzzle that they're putting together now. They're in Pittsburgh in terms of adding playmakers to the offense. Now you got to go find a guy who could get DK Metcalf the football and George Pickens the football. But right now, this has been a great day already. And you just added more greatness to my Sunday, my friend Russ.
Of course, it opens up the big question of who's going to be throwing on the ball, as you mentioned. But just on what you know, what kind of grade would you give that deal, DK Metcalf to the Steelers?
A++++++.
You heard it here first from the two-time Super Bowl champ of the Pittsburgh Steelers, Mr. Pittsburgh Steelers, Brian McFadden. B-Mac, thanks a lot, man. All right, so since 2019, here's a look at the players with the most receiving touchdowns in the NFL since 2019. Davante Adams, who's going to the LA Rams. We found out about that on Sunday. He's got the second most. And there's DK Metcalf, who's going to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a second-round pick in 2025. Reportedly will sign a contract extension in Pittsburgh. DK Metcalf, 48 touchdown receptions since 2019, amongst the most in the NFL in that time. Our big NFL news day on the HQ. The Buffalo Bills are rewarding NFL MVP Josh Allen with a new 6-year, $330 million contract, with $250 million of that guaranteed. That is the largest single guarantee in NFL history. Josh Allen now tied to the Buffalo Bills through the 2030 season. Of course, the Bills still in search of their elusive first Super Bowl title in their franchise's history. And for more on Josh Allen and the Bills coming together on a new deal, we welcome in our two-time Super Bowl champ, Brian McFadden. B-Mac, Josh Allen, NFL MVP, new deal, 6 years, $250 million guaranteed. What'd you think when you first heard the news?
Deserving. Yes, Josh Allen did not win the Lombardi, Russ, but it's safe to say he's having the best year of his professional life. Winning the MVP and then having a record-breaking contract in terms of what he's done thus far in his professional career at the Buffalo Bills. And it is deserving, because before receiving this contract extension, Russ, I think he was 14th in pay ranking at the quarterback position. Clearly underpaid when you look at some of the more notable recent quarterback contracts we've seen over the last few years and things like that. So clearly this was set up nicely for him, especially when you look at what he did. Brandon Beane has done a phenomenal job in rewarding the homegrown players that he's drafted, along with, players that are deserving of receiving contracts. So this has been a very, very great, it's been a good year for Josh Allen. To say that not winning the Super Bowl tells you how great he's been as a professional quarterback.
On the field and off the field as well. Engaged to be married as well to Haley Steinfeld, the actress. Davante Adams Wide receiver, formerly of the Raiders and the Jets in 2024, going to be with the LA Rams in 2025. Davante Adams to the Rams on a 2-year deal, $26 million guarantee. How do you like the fit there?
Yo, Russ, I love this move. Hats off to Les Snead and his staff in orchestrating and getting this done. But I love this move, and here's why. We know they're ready to cut ties with Cooper Kupp. They're trying to trade him, but one thing we know for sure, Cooper Kupp will not be a part of this organization, the Rams, for 2025. So you got to go find a replacement for a Cooper Kupp-like player. Davante Adams is him. It's safe to say over the last 3 years, Davante Adams has been better than Cooper Kupp. He's been more healthy than Cooper Kupp. He's been more consistent than Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp has been an outstanding player for the Rams, but since that Triple Crown season in 2021, he's been injured. And because of that, he hasn't been able to give the said production that we witnessed with him early in his career. And that lies to the opportunity for him to be expendable. Now you bring in a guy like Davante Adams. He's 32 years old. Cooper Kupp will be 32 in June. But when you look at what Davante Adams did a year ago, right, in 14 ball games, over 1,000 yards, 8 receiving touchdowns, he found to be successful regardless of what was surrounding him in terms of the football atmosphere, being with the Raiders and then being traded to the Jets. So Davante still has enough in the tank to be able to give you great production. And then when you throw that into the equation with who his quarterback is and the play caller in Sean McVay, this will be a match made in heaven.
All right, Davante Adams to the Rams. Josh Allen sticking around on a new big deal to turn to CBS Sports. Lead NFL insider Jonathan Jones. JJ, Adams to the Rams. 2 years, 46, 26 guaranteed. How'd this whole thing come together?
So the LA Rams obviously moving on from Cooper Kupp. That's what they have known now this entire offseason. But they needed someone else at wide receiver to pair with Puka Nacua. And then, of course, we all knew that Davante Adams was going to come available this offseason. He was at a cap number that was far too large, larger, frankly, than any other wide receiver in the NFL today. So the Jets were always going to release him. They did that. And then it was a matter of, does Davante Adams want to pair with Aaron Rodgers, or does Davante Adams want to do his own thing? He is from California. It meant a lot to him after he left Green Bay to be closer to home. That's why he, in part, went to the Las Vegas Raiders. And then, of course, pairing with Aaron Rodgers didn't work out. But still, 1,000 receiving yards this past season for Adams between the two teams. Now he goes to L.A., where, he's going to be that threat on third down. We all know and understand that. He's going to be a downfield threat as well.